Petra and Jordan. Moscow. Show, audience surveys were performed and the feedback collected provided further evidence supporting the overwhelming interest in this show. The demographics were almost every possible age group from 7-year-old kids to 80-year-old grandmothers. 4 out of 5 gave a favorable response and also expressed interest in seeing more programs like it. What caught my attention were my simple conversations with the audience after the show, especially with the younger kids. So many of them said their interest to attend the show was sparked simply because they heard there was a violin inside a planetarium. Here we have a perfect example of the fusion of art and science attracting an audience. Of those children, some were inspired by the music, some by the countries visited in the show, and some by the orbital imagery of the Earth, but the fundamental source of the inspiration was the beauty of all coupled with an immersive environment. Each of these nodes of interest, world music, cultural heritage, and natural sciences, were presented in aesthetic and beautiful ways, leaving the audience more interested in these topics and triggering a common conservation instinct. With the success of the show in Denver, it became evident that Bella Gaia project could be a catalyst, a vehicle for higher levels of engagement of educational material of all kinds and beyond. A flower to attract a bee to pollinate its DNA, so to speak, and it is no mistake that flowers are beautiful. So Bella Gaia is a next generation development of the successful Denver Gaia Journey show, using the power of art's ability to engage the audience in an emotional and personal way in a variety of interests. The object of Bella Gaia is twofold. The first, to engage the conservation instinct in a manner that channels it towards positive, concrete action. The second is reaching an audience large enough to drive measurable change in the cultural shift towards sustainable modes of living. The approach depends on the multifaceted nature of the contemporary media landscape and the audience's desire to program their own intake. Starting with a single creative concept and developing it across a collection of platforms, which include live performances from public concerts to educational institutions, immersive theatrical presentations, broadcast video, the web, and integration with commercial messages. Bella Gaia provides contemporary audiences with the means to experience an idea in a variety of forms, each with its own unique characteristics. In combination, they allow people to cultivate their own understanding of the interconnected nature of life on Earth, developing a basis for cultural progress and political development in line with this reality. In this age of big changes, it is clear that education also needs to change. If we are to engage the younger generation, educational themes and materials should be presented in a new and attractive way. I remember as a young boy, the very first time I suddenly became interested in math. My middle school teacher drew similarities between music and math, that music was made up of wavelengths and frequencies. Music is math, and vice versa. Being a violinist, I suddenly became fascinated with numbers in a way I had not before, and I approached music in a completely new way. I was bored in math until that point. Today we have incredible tools to bring science, technology, engineering, and math, and the full spectrum of educational materials into the artistic and visionary worlds to make them more attractive and engaging than ever before. Nowhere is this more true than in the modern digital planetarium. Bella Gaia is a vehicle to engage the public with the power of art and aesthetics, to communicate science and culture in a more emotional and powerful way, while inspiring future scientists to utilize the tools of STEM to responsibly within the context of a larger global perspective. The project also hopes to inspire planetarians to rethink their core missions in this post-global warming world. Gaia is a new vehicle for showing beyond words the interconnected nature of all things and inspiring audiences to consider this great perspective of our planet in all we do, even long after they have left the theater. Thank you very much.